Hello, trading has closed on the 29th of April 2024. We do our disclaimer first. We'll go over our calls. We'll make some predictions. It's my trading plan for April 30th, 2024. Please remember, my calls can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is this. Tomorrow has the early high. We said there should be a gap open, which there was. And we said the odds favor but didn't require it being down. Well, that was killed before the open, so when it's killed before the open, it doesn't cost me any money. Here's the rule, and here's what we said. The late drop Friday usually follows through, usually and always aren't the same. Odds favored didn't require gapping down. Tomorrow has the early high, has a reputation for being a negative day, but it does not have to be. MEJT did give a signal here. It was a signal to go long, but the minimum target printed immediately. It didn't say much useful today. Also didn't say anything wrong, which is what counts. Well, I'm not really certain much has changed here. We didn't change that much. We're still stalling at this trend line and at the 50-day moving average. If we go back to our original count, we still have an ABC. A and C are equal. It's a candidate for a top, and it doesn't have to be a top, but if it isn't, since you rallied right up to resistance, you really want to gap over this, or else resistance is going to win, meaning if you break through without the gap over this high, probably won't stick. Well, tomorrow's pattern has a really high and a late low, but the late low doesn't have to be under the early high. Many times in this pattern it's not. Today's action changed little. We remain at resistance from the 50-day moving average and a trend line. We still have a wave count compatible with 3 waves up. Bulls need to rally right from the open, ideally by gapping over today's high if the recovery is to continue without interruption. Just because you're at resistance doesn't mean resistance has to hold. You can gap over it. But if you don't gap over it, tomorrow's pattern has a really high and a late low. We're going to gap over this. It should be down, but I don't know if we're going to gap over it or not. We'll have to wait to see how we open. That's today's call.